let's get into the show. So we have a pretty loose agenda. I guess for anyone watching, if you can let us know where you're watching from. I was kind of interested to understand what was, if people were, here we go, we've got some comments. G'day, Peter. Hi, Tyson. Nice sparkly man drink you have there. Well, I do have another podcast after this, which has different cans. I just got a text message from my accountant saying, why does your live feed look like you're in a seedy massage parlor?
Well,
my question is, how do you know what a seedy massage parlor looks like?
And how do you know we're not in a seedy massage parlor?
So, I'll put my man can to the side so that I don't offend anyone who is against me drinking water.
Yeah, terrible.
So, as this is our first live podcast, we are going to be kind of not making it up on the spot. We've got a few things, but this will probably evolve over time. And for anyone that isn't able to stay and watch the whole thing, the whole podcast will go on all the platforms afterwards. It is a desire of mine to do it live because I think it's authentic and it... Luke, I hope he's at lunch. Why is Luke watching the podcast? I think it's authentic and it gives people an opportunity to get to know us a little bit better. And we're not hiding anything. I think there's a lot of businesses out there that might curate their content a little bit more aggressively. And I like the fact that we will answer your questions live and be transparent. So if anyone's got any questions, please feel free to ask them on the live. I put out a post yesterday on Instagram asking people 4 questions, which Jonesy will probably answer because I have all the gear and no idea. So if you are watching live, if you can comment in the comments section where you are watching from, I'd love to understand what suburbs in Australia people are tuning in from. And maybe let us know if you're meant to be at work and you're actually watching this in your lunch break or if you've gone for a 35-minute shit. So we'll do some questions. We're going to do some giveaways later on in the podcast for anyone that's watching live. And I'm going to test something. If you guys are interested in receiving a discount code, comment the name of one of our products in any of the live feeds and we will DM you back a discount code of 20% that you can use once off store-wide. I'm curious to see if it improves our engagement, and bluntly, I'm doing it to try and get more reach. So I think if you can comment, that'll help us get more reach. We get more reach, we get more eyes on the prize, and obviously the business grows, everyone's happy, and I'm happy to reward you with a discount for doing that. Now, let's get into some questions. First, Mr. Jones. You should go to a doctorate.
A what?
A doctorate? You could become Dr. Jones.
Nah. My high school teachers probably right that I was not ever going to amount to anything. Well, not to become a doctor.
How many? Yeah, fucking teachers need to chill out. I had a teacher tell me that I'm pathetic and I need to get help or change subjects. That was chemistry.
I had a relief teacher tell me that cricket's not a career, and well, whilst they were probably correct
before the IPL.
Yeah, before they will probably correct, but way to crush a 15-year-old kid's dream.
Cricket's not a career for someone with your ability.
Well, it could have been.
Do you think?
I played at a decent level. I thought I was pretty good.
Why'd you stop? Yeah, but I think I'm pretty good at
I got told I was too short. That is legit 100%.
What's your height in centimetres?
100 and just under 180.
Are there any people that tall playing? Were you a batsman?
I was a batsman, yes.
Or a bats person, sorry, for those woke folk. Bats person?
Batter. Is the changed language.
And so are there people that height now that can...
I don't believe I was any shorter than Ricky Ponting.
Oh, yeah, he did all right.
Yeah, he did all right, yeah. 13,000 test runs I think he ended up getting to. But
all right, let's get into the questions because I don't think everyone's a cricket fan that's watching. So I put out a bunch of questions on the gram yesterday. I'm going to ask Jonesy and we'll try and get through them all. If you've got any questions, please feel free to ask them on the live. Can you grab that 10-kilo bucket of Trojan?
The giveaway one?
Yeah, we're going to give away a bunch of stuff. I don't know how we're going to do this, but I think...
It's the paint edition.
This is the bucket that I used as a stool to stand on when I painted this wall. We'll send it to someone. It's probably worth heaps of money. It's got my paint on it. I was going to say best question. Best live question. We'll give away 2 because I've got a bunch of questions in Instagram, but best live question on any of the platforms or best live comment as voted by who? Dylan, Kira can vote.
Kira can vote.
Will get that bucket shipped to their door. Where are the stickers at?
I saw that comment / question. We have stickers. I suppose the question back to the question is, what kind of stickers? Do you want a big sticker? Do you want one to... Because we did for a limited amount of time give away I Grow Mine with Lawnhub sticker.
Yep.
And if you went to the Valo 500, you would have seen them scattered everywhere throughout the facility.
I've responded. I've asked them.
The only, I suppose, downfall to that is Clint was very clear when I first started that he didn't want to sell stickers, so it'll probably just be something that would incorporate into orders again. But I have.
Why didn't I want to sell stickers? Because I think it's shit.
You just think that it should be a free gift.
Should be a free gift.
Yes.
All right. Kira's just sent through a question from the live.
Beautiful. Thank you, Kira.
From Matt W, Facebook Live. Thank you, Matt. Been using Lawn Builders Pack and 3-way. Occasionally get a bit of yellowing in the grass. Any reason why this could happen? So what's he got? Lawn Builders Pack. So there's no NSFW in that, is there?
No. Maybe the only thing I can think of is the time of application of the 3-way.
If it's too hot?
If it's too hot.
So above 30 degrees Celsius?
Yes.
Are any of those products such that can't be foliar? So what's in the Builders Pack?
Roots, BBW and Trojan.
So if you didn't water in the BBW straight away or didn't water
BBW
in...
BBW is fine to water in. Maybe the Trojan, but off of the information provided...
He's live, so you can ask him a question.
Potentially something to do with maybe the 3-way being too warm. Potentially Nova application. I'm not sure what nozzle, sprayer. Obviously, there's so many variables for each and every person.
General yellowing, Matt, if you're there, like, is it the whole thing or is it spot yellowing? I'm actually going into that.
They're also in 3-way. There's EDTA trace elements, which also highlight deficiencies in the soil and the plant. So it could be a reaction that the plant is getting something that it's not used to, and it could be having a bit of a moment potentially.
John's just sent a message saying something is ticking. Yeah, that's Dylan. So it's not Dylan's fault. We will blame Dylan because it's inside his responsibilities. Jonesy looks like a keeper. I'm not sure if they're talking about a wicket keeper or like
a keeper of
the kind of guy that you put a ring on it.
Oh yeah, I mean
this is from Melbourne Grass Cutter.
Oh, I see him a lot on Instagram.
Okay, so he might think you're a keeper. All right. So that ticking is one of the devices that we are using. I don't think Dylan's got the confidence just to smack it. It costs $1,800. So we're working on that. Sorry if that's affecting you guys in a negative. Where was that comment? Was there any follow-up on that, Kira? No. Fuck, that ticking's annoying. All right. I forgot about it.
The first F-bomb on the podcast.
Sorry. Yeah, I promise I won't say any worse words than that. So the stickers, let us know. What do you want? Do you want us to make some stickers? And if so, how big? What do you want them to say?
Because as Clint said in the intro, we're very transparent, and obviously those stickers aren't free for us, but I actually used to get, I used to get them through a company where it would just do like a sticker drop of like 5,000 on special. I'd wait for it. I'd be sneaky, but they've changed their terms and conditions because of me now. So
the amount of businesses that have changed their terms and conditions because we do stupid shit.
Yeah.
All right. Question from Goffy. What technique do I use to hand fertilize the lawn?
I saw that one. That's a good one.
Do you know who that is?
Yeah, I'm assuming that's Goffy, is your mate Goffy. Yeah. So I saw that question, and it is an art.
No, he wants you to do this on the live.
Yeah. Well, but
feed the chicken.
For those of you that, whether that question is a joke or it's a genuine question, it is a question that we do get asked in the comments, in the messages. So basically, you can do it one of two ways. You want to put gloves on, because if you're someone like me and your skin reacts to it, sensitive
keeper. He's a sensitive keeper.
It's gonna damage your hands, but if you don't care about your hands, that's fine. One of the is literally like a broadcast spreader. So you want to flick it out, not just drop it. You want to flick it under your hand. The other one, like your top dressing with sand, you want to go like that. It's all about the release. Otherwise, when Wally Pearce was at your place, he did the grab and let it go like that, and that seemed to do a pretty good job.
I think it's consistent. It just takes the longest.
Yeah, that one takes the longest, but we measured, obviously Clint's area is 168 square
158.
158. We measured it out, and he was pretty spot on. Just takes time. But I do recommend a fertilizer spreader for ultimate application, but I understand we're in a cost of living crisis. And
look, I think the reality is if you can, I know that he was just being smart.
That is a genuine question that is asked.
I think the best thing you could do is go buy one of the cheap handheld spreaders that you just turn.
But one of the tips with the handheld spreaders, as Clint found out, is you need to have the gears running
all the time,
then open the gate. Yep. You don't open the gate, then spin.
I didn't close the gate. Yeah. I just kept going, and I've now got these sickle kind of marks on my...
aliens, bro.
I've got a sick child phone call from a school, and I'm just managing that while I'm doing this.
Man of many talents, you are, Clint.
I've got another question here saying this. It's from the Facebook Live. Where is it? Kira sent it through. Paul C. Is there a type of selective herbicide that kills kikuyu that's invading tall fescue?
Off the top of my head, what's it called? I'm not sure if it's fescue safe though. That's the only thing. Hold one moment.
All right. So while he's doing that, I will continue on to another question, which I might be able to answer. Actually, I'll give you my opinion on this one. So we had a message come through from Jack on Instagram. Best turf type for the average homeowner. So this is one of those questions that kind of flies around in turf circles all the time. And if you're on, say, the Australian Lawn Fanatics, which is arguably Australia's best moderated, largest lawn-related Facebook group, you'll have a bunch of different answers. And there's a kikuyu camp, and there's a Tiff Tuff camp, and then there's the original cooch camps, kind of like Santa Ana. I think that if you take into consideration like your family circumstances, pets, finances, all that kind of thing, there's a different answer for everyone. Now, when I have friends who aren't going to look after their lawn that well generally we'll recommend kikuyu as a lawn, and I know that's going to upset a lot of people. But if they've got dogs and they're not going to maintain it well, kikuyu is one of those lawns that will repair quickly. You kind of can't kill it, which is a downside, and it's quite invasive, which is a downside. But if you're going to have it up at a holiday property and you're not going to go there much, it's kind of bulletproof. The problem is because it's so aggressive, it's like a cockroach in a nuclear war. Like, it's going to survive anything, which is obviously the message that we're just trying to... Did you find it?
Yeah, but it's not registered to use on fescue.
So could you have a professional come in and do it? Oh, it's not registered for use.
It's not registered for that use. So obviously there's products that you can use that's safe for fescue but not for kikuyu, but it's not registered for that control. So, for example, something like David Gray's crabgrass and clover killer is safe for fescue, but it's not safe for kikuyu. It's not registered for that control use. The other product that I was thinking of was quinclorac, which is used on golf courses in the putting greens, but it doesn't mention anything about fescue.
Yeah, but if it, and this is a dangerous line to walk, because if it's not registered for use, you don't use it.
Yeah.
But the theory would be that if it's safe on a rye or a bent, it's going to probably not kill fescue.
Potentially.
But that's not recommendation.
That's not recommendation of... But yeah, quinclorac is very effective at what it does. But yes.
All right. Clint Clorac?
Sure.
Actually, while we've got an intelligent audience watching, I have a new podcast launching immediately after this with a friend of mine, Tyson, who's was a business owner. I don't think he owns any businesses anymore. He recently had an exit. We're thinking conversations with Clint or Clintversations or Clintcast or the Clint podcast or the Very Clint podcast or the Clint Adams podcast. If anyone comes up with an answer that I like more than that we can get on the live, I will send you $100 Dan Murphy's voucher. Show us the hair. Oh, John wants to see my hair. Unless they were talking about yours. I don't think so.
Oh, I haven't got any hair, so there's more hair on my back than my head. So
Jesus Christ. We're actually doing a GoFundMe for Jonesy to go to
Turkey.
Turkey, that's right. He's going to go get his
But
hair
I want to plan it around Gallipoli, so I can around Anzac Day. So
You want to get it done after.
well, I want to go there and
You don't want to have
experience
bandages
that.
on your head.
No. Like go there, experience it, and then go. All right, got to go down the back alley now, and
New year, new me.
5 kilos I've lost. New year, new me.
Climax with Clint.
Oh, that's a good one. Do you reckon that'd? Do you reckon people get around that? Like people on the edge, like
Like, would it create climax?
no, like for example, you've had some pretty serious people on your
Oh,
full
like if I have a
landscape.
politician come
yeah.
on. Yeah. I'm not sure if the Minister for Education could come on that one.
Well, depends.
Pun intended. All right. Small patches of yellowing. So Matt's just said that small patches. So as in, kind of, Matt, if you're still there, are the small patches of yellowing like the size of a hand, or are they kind of like the size of a coin, or are they the size of a dot, like it's on the actual leaf? I've heard Jonesy has the largest rake, if you know what I mean. That's from Brendan White. Do you know Brendan White?
Brendaddy. Yes. Thank you, Brendan. It's great to see you on watching live. What are you doing right now?
Clint's hints. I like that as a 60-second clips. Tom Newton, good friend of mine. Clitoris goes deep. John's clitoris stimulation. This is getting out of control. Go deep with the Clintosaurus.
Johns would have some good ones.
Just want to say thanks for the Mad Hatton shirt I got this morning. David Aaron. Mudge, didn't you pay the power bill? Turn the light on. Yeah, nah, that was Dill. He just tripped over.
Yeah.
He hasn't had lunch. Leave him alone. All right, let's get continuing on with the questions.
You can use roots and shoots and wet together. You just got to make sure that you water that in after use, because if you don't water in wet after application, you will burn your lawn. Money shot and three-way can be applied together. Just make sure you agitate it when mixing together. Otherwise, unfortunately, it can go clumpy sometimes if it's not agitated properly. And what I mean by agitated is you're adding water, and the easiest way for a homeowner to agitate it is to add water and the product at the same time, not just add the products, then mix it. That's the easiest way. That
Do you have to continue agitating while you're applying? Like you're jumping up and down with your
no,
backpack sprayer on? Or?
No. Only for these two products. And then, of course, we have managed to work out that NSFW and three-way can be applied together safely. So,
Probably the key piece of information is if this is with anything,
yes.
it has to be watered in.
Yes. And on that, you can do three-way and wet. So together, again, must be watered in. The beauty about three-way, and I touched on it before, was it contains EDA trace elements. It helps unlock locked up nutrients in the soil. That's something that we probably don't talk about as often as we probably should. Three-way is an exceptional product by itself as well, used as a foliar application or a soil drench, which would be advisable if you're doing a soil drench to use it with wet. It's going to help distribute that product evenly throughout the soil.
Obviously, the only time wet might be used and not watered in would be as a surfactant.
As a surfactant, which is 20 mil per 5 litres.
While he's looking at that, I'll
10 mils per 5 litres.
I was going to say if 20 felt high. I think it's important to remember that with foliar or with liquid products, it's either foliar or drench. So one gets watered in and one gets stuck to the leaf. The majority of, so a herbicide is like NSFW. If it doesn't stick to the leaf, it won't kill the broadleaf. Roots and shoots can be used as a foliar or a drench.
Yep.
Money shoot shot could technically be used as a foliar or a drench, but
Correct.
you're going to get better results as a foliar.
Correct.
Three-way could be used as a foliar or a drench. Doesn't really matter, does it?
Doesn't really matter, no.
But wet wet's the main thing to be careful with. If you
Yes.
put wet on your lawn and do not water it in, you will burn your lawn, and that's where you get that yellowing that we do get questions about. And obviously NSFW can sometimes yellow lawns, generally kikuyu, sometimes buffalo.
Yeah.
On this, the most important thing to be aware of above what mixes with what is follow the instructions on the package. It is not like alcohol. If one is good, two is not better.
That's correct.
One is good, one is good. Two will kill. So
Another thing to remember as well, and I explain this to people when they come into the shop at WaterPro, is they're like, oh, I put down fertilizer like 2 weeks ago. Can I do it again now? And it's like, well, as a human, when you go to somewhere like McDonald's and you order 5 Big Mac meals and you only get through 3, but you've still got 2 there, what are you going to do with them? Put them in the bin. So it's just a waste. So it's essentially the same. The plant's only going to uptake as much as it physically can before it rejects the others.
okay.
Yeah.
I got a one here that I'll answer. How can I get a nice Lawnhub shirt far from Australia into my German wardrobe? I'm going to guess that your German wardrobe is in Germany and it's not just a style of wardrobe in Australia. DM us your postal address. We'll get a cost to send it to you. If it's reasonable, we'll cover it. If it's not, we'll charge you for it. We can do shipping internationally. It's just expensive, and something like a shirt probably isn't that crazy.
Yeah, probably looking between $40 and $70 Australian.
What's that in German crowns?
No idea. Absolutely no idea.
They're in the EU, right? Yeah, euros. Anyway, Pat Mac, are you still looking into getting wet in larger bottles in the future, say 5 litre packs?
Well, I mean, I'm all for it.
I'm on the fence.
Yeah. I've managed to source a black 5 litre bottle.
Look, the reality is yes. We are getting a lot of attention from markets outside of homeowners, and I think that it would be irresponsible of us not to move into larger packaging. I just want to make sure that if we do anything, we do it well, and I don't want to start and stop and start and stop. So leading into what's going to be a cooler period, we might not do it this season, being the opening stock, etc., might be quite cash flow impactful. I think we will have something in all liquids except maybe NSFW before September in Australia. All right. What else we got? Laid buffalo recently got heaps of rain and some areas have held water, went brown. How do I fix it?
The best piece of advice there would just to let it dry out. Yeah, and you really, when your lawn gets, or when sod gets soaked like that, it'll become waterlogged. And the best piece of advice is just let it dry out, because if you've got a root like, was it buffalo? So it's going to have a, hopefully that buffalo hasn't tinged off too bad in those darker areas, and you've got enough healthy buffalo there for it to spread. Best case scenario would be wait for it to dry out, then use something like the cherry popper pack, which is going to have got laden BBW and roots and shoots. Use the application calendar, and you should start to see results once it's dried out.
Given you get the sun.
And it's dry. Can't stress that enough.
Wetting agent, liquid or granular? What situation do I use for which? What situation do you use which?
So I used to be full liquid wetting agent through and through. Could not change my mind. Now I've changed my mind since coming on to Lawnhub. So I just want to give a brief sort of introduction to BBW for those of you that aren't aware or have used a granular wetting agent from someone that's not us. If you can read between the lines, they are two completely different products. So BBW is greens grade, so it's a lot finer, it spreads a lot easier, and it distributes even a lot easier. You're going to get the same results. Essentially, they are the same product. However, one's granular and one's wet. If you like getting your spray pack out and you like applying things via liquid, then use wet. If you like using your granular spreader and you like the ease of application of granular, use granular. It does not matter no one is better than the other. I can only speak for Lawnhub products, but the Lawnhub Wet and Lawnhub BBW will perform exactly the same over the same amount of time.
I think it's nice for someone who doesn't want to invest in a sprayer. Not that it's that much. You could go buy one from Mitre 10 or Stratco.
Oh, goodness.
Inexpensively. And you'd be fine. Obviously, we sell Solo. They're probably kind of above middle, so you're going to pay a bit more. But you could buy Trojan and BBW and put them out using a spreader or by hand and water them in, and you're getting the advantage of fertilizer and a wetting agent.
Correct.
And I think if you're doing a liquid, it's probably good to have both. I know that's a shitty answer from you. Like, it doesn't matter because you've kind of not answered the question.
I know. I mean, it literally just comes down to the individual.
What you prefer.
Yeah.
So if you're on the fence or you've got one and you're thinking about buying the other, you don't need to buy the other.
Yeah,
just keep
correct.
using the one that you've got. Wetting agent's greatly underrated product.
Yeah, it's my favorite product.
A lot of people in the turf industry, they're not in the lawn industry, they're in the turf industry, will swear by wetting agents. And if they could only choose one product to use, they would use a wetting agent. Mine's Roots and Shoots, but I don't know why I've got a love affair with that. Probably because I can use it on my hedge and stuff. All right, we got one more question in Instagram. Sorry, we don't have one more question. I started answering it, but I don't think I did it the justice that it deserves. What's the best turf type for the average homeowner? I said Kaikuyu. I also believe any cooch and any basic cooch, anything that regenerates. It just depends on what you're like. It depends what you want. Yeah.
Yeah.
So if you've got a dog and you're worried about regeneration, Kaikuyu is going to be the fastest.
Mm-hmm.
If you want to have a fine cut, striped up lawn, you can do that with Kaikuyu.
You could if you're on top of the maintenance.
But if your Kaikuyu is too healthy, you might find that you have birds eating it, which I know sounds funny, but Matt
Corellas,
Irving, Ask Irvo, golf courses. I mean, even it was Sandy Creek. One of their greens, that back green,
that
gets smashed.
Yeah, it did. Yeah.
Does it still get smashed?
It hasn't for the last probably 9 months.
Did you guys kill the cockies?
I don't know what they did. I haven't seen them.
All right.
They're still out and about in the north of Adelaide because they're still in Manapara. They're everywhere. They used to eat the cricket pitch, the synthetic cricket pitch at my school.
I think they've gone too far. They're just like, I think it's lawn. That would be 5G.
Yeah, absolutely.
Paul Tracy W. I have Oxalis in my Kaikuyu lawn. I live near Tamworth, New South Wales, so it's pretty hot and pretty dry. I've used NSFW at the beginning of summer. I want to get a fertilizer and weed program going. What's the best? I also have an auto watering system, and my lawn is 300 by 400 meters. That's 12,000 square meters.
Yikes. That's a lot of lawn.
Is that?
Maybe. I'm not saying that measurement is incorrect, but maybe 30 by 40.
Or 300 to 400 square meters.
Yeah.
Look, I think the answer that Jonesy gives won't matter on the size. It'll just multiply your requirements.
So NSFW will kill Oxalis.
I was going to say, if she's applied NSFW or he,
in September,
then it wouldn't be. NSFW is 1,000 squares. That means they would have bought 12 bottles. You would have seen that order.
I don't recall someone buying 12 bottles, but
okay. Anyway, we'll answer general advice. So probably the best question is: I want to get the fertilizer and weed program going. What's the best?
Yeah. So the Lawnhub Weed and Feed Pack is perfect for that situation because you're going to get controlled feeding and you're going to get a dedicated herbicide. Now,
remembering it's also hot and dry.
Correct. So you want to apply NSFW either early morning or late afternoon, and so in the coolness of the day. The advantage of NSFW as well over other selective herbicides is that it has a added active ingredient called diflufenacin. Diflufenacin remains residual in the soil for up to 12 weeks. And what that means is that if there's any seeds that drop from that clover or the oxalis, they'll get caught in the diflufenacin and it will prevent the seed from emerging from the soil. That is an added benefit that NSFW has over many other types of herbicides that are out there. Something always to consider. Once you've controlled the oxalis, the clover, whichever you're trying to control, a pre-emergent program is also something that I would look into doing. That's a 1 in every 6 month application. It's going to do it's going to do the same as what diflufenicin does, where it will prevent those weed seeds from, they will germinate. It's a common myth that it stops weed seeds from germinating, but they will germinate in the soil, and then the active will decell the plant or the seed, and then they'll die and they won't emerge. So,
sorry, just had a podcast name come through.
That good. Get the Dan Murphy's card ready.
The Golden Shower Hour with Clint.
Oh, goodness. Goodness. Yeah, so
Oh, shit.
Lawnhub Weed and Feed program, or Lawnhub Weed and Feed pack, followed by a pre-emergent program
Fresh
such
cut.
as Spartan or Barricade.
Oh, wow. Tracy said it is that big. 12,000 square meters.
Okay.
She didn't do the whole lawn.
Yeah.
Look, Tracy, I think the best thing to do would be to get in touch with us, just DM us and actually email adam@lawnhub.com.au.
Mm-hmm.
We're going to need to work you out a volume solution because you will need a lot of product. And it might be a case that we look at different product. Like you might not want to use NSFW. We might be able to find you an alternative herbicide that's available in bigger containers. 2 girls, 1 Clint. Okay, maybe that's not the one.
Our audience are animals.
Fresh
and I
cut
love
with
it.
Clint. Most of this is coming from people we know.
Yeah.
Corey, Michael, send me free stuff. All right. We can send you a free email every Sunday.
Every Sunday, 8 o'clock Adelaide time.
The fresh cut. Fresh cut? No, I just read that. That was a podcast idea. Fresh cut with Clint. That'd be funny. We've cut someone's hair. I'll cut their hair and ask them questions while I'm cutting their hair. You know what they say? Meow, 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 meow.
I'm so good. Dylan and I locked eyes then, those of you that couldn't see, but he knew and I knew what he was about to
Is the soundboard set up?
Yeah, you just can't hear it.
Are you serious? Yeah. Is it drums?
I got a bang.
And what about badunch?
Yeah, I had to test it. We got applause.
Jesus Christ. All right, we've got a legitimate question. Please hold. Email Jonesy. Yep. Who's doing that, Kira? Are you doing the writing? You're doing a good job. Thank you. Dylan, you're going okay. Send me free stuff so I can get it green. I'm skeptical on this stuff. I've tried all sorts. Nothing works. All right. If you've tried a bunch of different stuff and it doesn't work, it might be something you're doing. If you're serious, I am happy to talk to you about trying some stuff. Oh, here we go. Ben, it works. There you go. Sort of. Don't have to send him anything. Okay. Sam, with pea spots of killed grass, should you remove the dead grass?
Yes.
Really?
Well, yes. Because if it's dead, it's dead.
So my tiff tough, I don't. Should I be going in and scratching out that dead grass and then letting it regenerate?
Preferably yes, because and it might not look like it, but you're actually providing oxygen
It's
to
hindering it by doing it.
You're providing oxygen to that area.
I just got a message from Mrs. Adams, and my sick child is fine. This is the...
Have kids, they said.
No, he's a beautiful human being. He's just ahead of his time when it comes to getting what he wants. He's going to be an elite adult. He's just a challenging child.
Yes.
All right. Clint's in the hood. We could record that in Gawler.
You know, if anyone that's like native to Adelaide or understands Adelaide, like there's a place in South Australia called Jepp's Cross, right? And anything north of Jepp's Cross, the hood to everyone else.
The
apparently.
mullet-proof fence. That's what that road is.
The mullet-proof fence. Like,
We are currently on the other side of that road,
yes.
and I live 100 meters on the other side of that road.
Like, it's better than being a southerner. There, I said it.
A new product idea, a heavy roller with Lawnhub branding. James, I'm happy to do anything. And the reason we haven't moved into things like mowers is because of the mechanical concerns.
Yeah.
Things like heavy rollers are really expensive to freight. And we would happily partner with someone and license the brand if they had something like what are those things called? The pokey hole Cora. What are they called?
Yeah.
What do they call them? Trident do one?
Yeah, manual Cora.
Yeah. So we could do an orange one of that and license it. The problem with a heavy roller is I don't know how we'd move it around inexpensively. So definitely something I'm open to. I would just have to understand the logistics of moving them around. That's another reason why our 25 kilo bags of fertilizer, which you might not know of, aren't available on our website, because we can't ship them for free for orders under $200 because it gets out of control. Because bluntly, they have a lower margin on them because they're a bulk product. All right. I didn't do the whole lawn. Okay, so yeah, Tracy, let's get in touch with Jonesy. Kiri had a few more questions in here. This is a good one. David A. on the Facebook comments, I'm guessing, is NSFW best to spray the entire lawn or spot spray?
Great question. This is going to be another clip. I love it.
Why don't you let them worry about what's going to be?
Well,
Answer the fucking
I'm just
question.
excited. So NSFW is a blanket spray application. What that means is you spray over the entire lawn. If you spot spray, the application rate is not going to be correct by spot spraying. Even if you hold that sprayer over the weed for an extra half a second, damage could occur, and we've seen that happen in the past. So when spraying NSFW, apply it over the entire lawn, not just where the weeds are.
That's answered. All right.
That's the answer.
Sorry, I'm organising lunch.
That's okay.
All right.
Yeah, I'm not here or anything. That's yeah.
I don't
So,
know if it's obvious by the fact that I can't do this up, but I am a high fuel model. I'm like a fucking top fuel dragster that just can't go as fast.
Yeah.
All right, cool. What's your thoughts on mulching your lawn clippings with a mulch plug, pun intended, instead of using the catcher?
Again, personal preference.
I hate it.
Yeah, I mean, I have no issues with it.
Really? Aren't you just sticking something on your lawn that's going to biodegrade and take valuable nutrients from the soil?
The theory is,
This is a theory. Let's talk science. Let's not go theory. What's the actual?
Well, there would be some form of science to it. So you've just fed You've just fed with Trojan. You get that. You get that.
There's still fertilizer in the clippings. Okay.
He's already answered it. So, look, if you do mulch, what I do recommend though is that you do a massive renovation at the beginning of the season, because you.
Oh, and then you just mulch. So they're like a golf course, right? They're not picking up their clippings.
No, they're not.
And if it's good enough for them, it's good enough for you.
Yeah, that's right.
If anyone in this building is still watching live, if you guys are organising lunch, can you make sure me and Jonesy okay, and Dylan and Kira get included? No, Kira's like, fuck it, I'm in. All right. There's more questions coming through. This is good. I genuinely was concerned that we wouldn't have this much engagement. We need to make sure we give away that Trojan.
Yes.
2 of those Trojans. For anyone that's tuned in late, if you want a 20% discount code, comment any product name in any of the live feeds and we'll send you a single use code as a thank you for engaging and helping grow our audience. There's been about 30 people watching the Facebook consistently.
That's good. That's really good.
Yeah, which is really good. Shout out to all of you peeps that are not in Australia. YouTube has an audience that's outside of Australia. And if you are outside of Australia, can you just comment and let us know where you are? I'd love to know if we've got some US followers. Where else do we get followers? Russia. All right. Is NSFW safe for relatively new lawn, say 3 months old?
The label suggests that the lawn needs to be at least 12 weeks old, so 3 months old. So if you're happy to abide by those label requirements, then it's going to be fine. The only issues that do occur is that, like I was saying before, diflufenicin can also have a root pruning effect, and what that means is if the roots aren't established enough in the turf, the roots will come back to where the barrier begins.
And keep in mind the questions being asked and answered with the view of a regenerative turf such as Tiff Tuff, Kikuyu, Windsor Green, Winter Green, Santa Ana, Tahoma 31, etc. If it's a seeded rye, fescue, bent, you might want to be a little bit more careful.
Yeah, you'd want to
spots test.
I suppose for any seeded variety of a cool season grass, you're probably wanting to wait 12 months before.
I haven't used it on mine yet.
Yeah.
And I'm getting dichondra. Well, if I spray NSFW on my lawn, my house will probably fucking set fire to itself. Like, I'm not meant to have these nice things. I've worked that out. So Sam H, I already know the answer to this one. Can NSFW be used in a garden bed with oxalis?
It's not registered for that use.
Yep. And if you had lawn growing in your garden bed, you could use it
Potentially.
because it's not a garden bed anymore; it's a lawn.
That's right. I suppose
Work your way around that one however
Yeah.
you want.
you also don't want spray drift when using NSFW.
And if you want reference to that, there's probably some YouTube clips on our YouTube channel of me spraying my hedge with a concoction which included, I think, NSFW or an equivalent product, and it smacked my hedge. And it's only just coming back 2 or 3 years later.
So
So if you want a hedge growth regulator, no comment. Devonshire tea and scones with Clint.
And for anyone that's wondering what's not registered for that use means, I'll quickly touch on it. So what registered for that use means, so NSFW is turf registered, so you can use it in turf. It's not registered to use in the garden bed. It's not registered for those types of purposes. What that means is that legally, and I had an argument with someone in the comments about this during the week, is that legally it can be used on turf and not legally used in gardens. That's essentially what it says.
Excuse me. You want to? I mean, you can expand on that and talk about AVPMA and the fact that these products are registered for the safety of not
you,
just you,
yeah.
but the rest of the world.
Yeah, and the rest of the world, because, and NSFW has been an idea it was one of Clint's ideas very early on in my starting at Lawnhub, and it was something that we really wanted to do because, we know that the Lawnhub brand is trusted by tens of thousands of Australians across Australia, and just double up there. But the process of getting this to how it is today took well over 12 months. And everything that we had to go through, the label, the registered uses, like it's a long process. For it to be registered for everything, this product would still probably be in development if we wanted to register it for everything that it could do. But because we are Lawnhub, we registered it for turf, it for turf only.
And Garden Hub doesn't look cool.
No.
Where we got more questions coming through. Look, I was going to try and keep this to an hour, but if you guys keep punching in questions, then we will keep talking.
Absolutely.
Okay, cool. Dylan going to need mental health leave after this. This guy, Vincent. So we've got a guy watching live on LinkedIn.
Yep.
And he's like, okay, I got to go do my actual job now. Good luck with the tech issues. One of his comments was, RIP Cam, you will be missed. I want to give that guy some fertilizer. That's probably the best comment.
Lol.
Sam H. Again, can you use PGR on a lily pilly?
Not registered for that use.
Oh, sorry, that was Brendan.
There are.
I was going to say, there's a product, a hedge PGR, isn't there? What's it called? Trim it?
I'm not sure exactly.
Trim it. Come on.
But there are actual plant growth regulators, not turf growth regulators. There are also plant growth regulators that are registered for turf use. I just don't know the products.
I think it's called Trim It.
Okay.
I have a feeling that either Globe or New Turf have it.
Syngenta. I have off the top of my head. Yeah.
And I think it's a granular PGR.
Yeah,
but
there are granular PGRs, yeah.
Apologies to those of you that genuinely believe I have no idea.
Clint does know what he's talking about. Clint just wants the best. So if someone asks a question, he just wants the best answer. Yeah, that's all it is. He cares, believe it or not.
Does Lawnhub have a winter fertilizer or winter program?
That's a very good question. We do.
That's Sam H.
So,
as in that question's so good, you'd like to give him or her the 10-kilo Trojan? Well, that's Kira's call, isn't it?
Yeah, it's Kira's call.
Okay, sorry, Sam.
But yes, we do. We have Premature.
Or she got excited.
Which is a granular fertilizer. So Premature is a 20-0-16 plus 6% iron. It's lower in nitrogen, higher in potassium, and higher in iron. Moving into the cooler periods, that's exactly what the plant requires. We do have a somewhat winter program. It's the winter program of the amateur pack.
Yeah.
So to follow that, you can just go on to the Lawnhub website, search amateur pack. And the first calendar that pops up will be the spring version. You just got to scroll down a little bit more to the winter pack or whatever it is, the winter calendar, and you can follow that. And that is a very good winter program that I follow at my old man's place because his lawn is able to take premature because of the prill size. Very good. Very good at holding colour for a lot longer premature. And you can also use it throughout the year. You don't have to use it going into winter, but it's used for that purpose because it has high iron in it, which is going to help green the leaf for longer.
I can hear myself laughing out there. They're obviously watching us.
They must be.
This is, oh man, how many of them would be sitting around doing fucking nothing? I thought the cameras and all the hardware was expensive. There's like 6 Lawnhub staff doing nothing. Well, 8.
They will better want all the orders out the door then.
All right. So I've just had official note from Kira that Sam is the winner of one of the 10 kilo Trojans.
Beautiful. Well done,
Because
Sam.
Sam has been asking a lot of good questions.
Yes.
So thank you, Sam. Anyone else that was hoping to win that Trojan, I'm really sorry. And it's Kira's fault. And that's why I made Kira choose it, because I don't want the heat.
We get enough heat as it is. So someone else can have the heat.
I like the heat.
Yeah.
I want to move to Queensland. Okay. Brett G. Hey, team, I got a weed and feed pack and the lawn is looking good after a few treatments. Do you have a herbicide that will kill buffalo out of cooch?
There are, but they're not registered for that use. So, yeah.
Okay, so if you were answering that question for a professional that had a pet weed license and they were spraying at a golf course or something.
DSMA
Okay.
is the chemical you're after.
All right. But we can't supply you with that. And
Well, we have it in the David Gray's crabgrass and clover killer. It's just a much smaller.
yeah,
It's to make it a non-scheduled 7 poison.
Yep. Dylan sent through a question. I don't know where you saw this. Okay. Tips on maintaining Empire Zoysia.
I mean, Empire Zoysia is a slower growing warm season variety. So I suppose my advice would be if you like it, say at 20 mil, then that you cut it at 20 mil, because if you cut it at say 10 mil accidentally, it's going to take a little bit longer to recover. So mow regularly, irrigate regularly, feed regularly. Make sure your mower blades are as sharp as they possibly can be, especially on higher cut turf, because when you start to move to higher cut turf, you see the damage caused by blunt blades a lot more prominently. That's also something to consider. Something like the dry college pack has a nice to easy follow application calendar. Combine that with regular mowing, regular irrigation. We'll have a very nice lawn.
All right. I think that's all the questions. I'm just checking. While I'm looking at that, you raised some concerns earlier that Red Square is shutting.
Oh, yes. So South Australians Red Square is shutting in March. I just found that out just as we were going live. Those in Adelaide,
Breaking news.
Yeah, those in Adelaide will be devastated, especially like my age of people that are like, that you have a house or a rental, you like your lawn.
You've kind of started to let go of your physical appearance.
Yeah, that's right. But like in that late teens to early 20s, like Red Square was a Saturday night. It's feel like a piece of me's leaving.
Did you go to Reds? Yeah. Kira? Nah, you're an adult, that's why. You've what? Never. They had a really cool club above Reds. I used to go there.
Yeah.
The Castle.
Yeah. Then they had the smokers room up top on the balcony. That was terrible. I couldn't see, couldn't breathe.
Punching darts and breaking hearts.
That's right. So, yeah, if you didn't know that.
Oh, Ben, that's nice. Ben said congratulations. Sam, now I want to give Ben something.
This is why we gave it to Kira.
Because I'll just give everyone something. Will NSFW kill moss in my lawn?
It's not registered for that use. Something like Money Shot will. That's empty. I almost threw that because I went to go pick
I
it
brought, these are the first ever bottles.
Yeah.
These are from my office.
So a quick and easy fix to get rid of moss is something with iron in it. That's not shared much between a lot of people because people want to sell you the chemicals.
Well, there's a company in the US that sells iron-based products for dandelion management and other stuff. So obviously,
yeah.
We need to send Ben something as well. Ben's been very engaging. Ben, can you just DM us a postal address and I'll send you something? I've recognized Ben's name from somewhere. Ben Jarman. I think he engages. All right, guys. If there's nothing else, David said we should make a rap song. That's a good idea.
Yeah, we can do that. Wrote a little rap song.
Let's not do it live, please, because you are going to probably say a word that you shouldn't.
Never. Never.
So Tracy, make sure you email us.
Yes.
Tom, thanks for the suggestion of the Golden Shower Hour. That is amazing. Mudge, it was nice working with you, Dylan. Melbourne Grass Cutter, I want a Lawnhub t-shirt to mow my lawn in. Send us your address and your size and we'll send you one. John's got to see my hair. This is actually, I grew this for you and John's. It's going to be really long, actually. I'm going to get a man bun and then we're going to tour and do man bun things. I'm going to talk to people about enlightenment. What else we got? Devonshire Tea, looking for suggestions on the best iron additive to go with a PGR. Money shot. What else? It's echoing. Brendan, thanks for tuning in from Gola. Sorry about the comment. I only think Jonesy's a scumbag. Not you, don't worry.
That's really harsh.
This will get better. Tracy.
Because there'll obviously be times where we're going to be talking about other topics, like,
Well, there'll probably be questions for me as well, questions for Jonesy.
Like how Clint started Lawnhub.
Yeah, we'll go into all of that.
The issues that we've had.
We don't have issues. Can you use PG on Lily Pilly? We answered that. Awesome. Sam, NSFW, Garden Bed, no. Lawnhub, where your grassiest desires come to life. What do we got? Should do a rap song. Thanks, guys. Spray roots and shoots to help fill back in. Yeah, any dog urine damage, I use roots and shoots at my house for, and I think it helps. All right, if there's nothing else, we will end our first Lawnhub Live at lunch. Amazing response from everyone.
Absolutely.
I hope we'll have it. Celeste Adams has just jumped on live.
Oh.
Well, at least she knows I actually was doing it, not just telling her.
And that we're in high vis.
Yes.
Yes.
Safety first. Wearing steel caps. Anyone that wants to continue listening to my amazing podcast skills, Tyson and I will be live in probably half an hour on all my channels. Tyson is a good friend of mine who recently sold his dietetics business of 70 staff, national company. We'll have a lot of insight around growing a business and exiting, which is something that not a lot of us do. And we didn't give away the Trojan for the best question on the gram, which I'm going to quickly do now. We'll give it to Shan Evs.
Yeah.
Tank mix question and seedhead question. Send us a DM. If you don't send us a DM with your address, you will not get the prize because you have to watch the live.
That's right.
Anyone who commented with a product name for the discount code, you will get that discount code. Anyone that comments after the live finishes, you will not get that discount code. If you want that advantage, we will have it as a thing every live. We'll have a separate thing to do. You'll have to comment on something or we'll have to do something. And we will give you a discount code that you can use. It'll probably be a single-use code that expires after a certain amount of time, just to help encourage, share the podcast, grow the podcast. Next Friday, I'm still in the country. Yep, cool. So we'll do that.
Beautiful.
And then we'll probably have guests when Dylan and I aren't available. Dylan? You're not Dylan. You're Dylan. Dylan might be on the podcast next week. We're looking at getting a higher speed internet connection, so we shouldn't have any problems.
Yes. And if there's anyone, because Clint's a very powerful man, he has access to a lot of people. If there's anyone within the industry that you would like us to interview or talk to, let us know. Because Clint knows people.
Mm-hmm. I know people in the lawn industry.
Or no, sorry, the turf industry.
Well, they're in the turf industry. We're in the lawn
Yeah.
industry. Don't fuck that up.